get yourself to blame. Hi there, guys. Teacher Hafa here, the tutor of teachers, with everyday tips on how to improve on your career, on how to get there. If you were wondering how to start, this is your everyday tips. Guys, just to remind you, today I'm starting this new goal. When we reach 50 subscribers, I'm gonna release a free tutorship for one of our subscribers. So here's a good news for everybody. Tell your friends, and we hope to reach soon that number. So guys, last videos we were talking about how to make that perfect video, that nice sales pitch that you really be charming and convincing, not sounding like a robot. Okay, so you got the demo class with your student, you got the class scheduled, they love the videos, high expectations. So now it's the most important part, guys. Now is the first impression. It's the time you have to shine. It's a limited time. Sometimes you get 20, 25 minutes to do so. So the sales pitch, this is the time you need to be really ready for it and still not sound like a robot. So here are tips for you to survive this moment. All right, so you got a meeting with the students. So now what? What is this moment for? What is this demonstration class? People saw your video, they liked you, they trust in you, they think you're the right person. So, guys, this moment is to connect, for you to see, wow, I am the right person for this right moment for the student. Okay, so you're blending the educational value that you have to offer. Remember, we are building this business persona along with the students. So you're blending these values with the perspective of the marketing techniques you're using. The urgency. This is where you bring whatever they need to the urgency with they need, and then you got the answers, you got the time that they need, with the frequency that they need. You need to know your products. Remember, we saw we beat you death this part in last video. You need to know your product. You know the time it's gonna take. And understand and what part of the process your student is. So this is something fundamental to understand these marketing techniques. It's not just about explaining the book, how the book works. I'm completely against on giving a few minutes of how the class works. If you are straightforward with your message, they already know how the class works, because how you're transmitting your information tells you a lot. How you're explaining things tell a lot about your method and how the class works. So you don't need to demonstrate for a few minutes. And quite frankly, most times I don't even need to give this demonstration class, because people say, no, no, I was recommended, highly recommended. And I don't need anything. I just want to know when do we start, and then we already started the project. So this is something important, I think you should know. So let's consider, what should you know beforehand. Okay, from the student, it's a new person, you got a name. Let's say you work for with a platform. You were not recommended by a friend of a friend. You got a name. Okay, you got Christian Horner is your new English student. Okay, what should you know for about this person? Something important you should consider, but this is not paramount. Okay, I don't consider that if they don't feed you with information, can you still give a really awesome demonstration class? Yeah, sure do. Not as tailored for their needs as you could, and these I make sure that if they can spare a little time to give me a little information, tell me something, some pointers with your needs, with your urgencies, and what's the situation I'm getting into, helps me tailor the class and the books and even my speech. I don't want them wasting time. Sometimes I had times where I prepared a really nice class based on what I saw from the picture. The guy gave me not much, and then when I started the class, he was really cool. We bond, but the class was not for him; it was for his daughter. So you got this factor too. And I make sure naturally for these people, if they have a few minutes to spare, and give me some information, would help me. But if he doesn't, fine. Okay, cool. You started the demonstration class, you're a little nervous. So what do? You introduce yourself professionally in a nice, profession manner. You are not a robot, but not also selling popsicles at the beach. You're selling. In my case, I'm selling business class. I can't go over formal, but I'm not being like, hey dude, what's up, man? So it's something you're still trying to pass the credibility. It's everything you're saying is being analyzed. Don't forget that. Okay, so credibility and connection. This is the moment, this first moment, what I call for this eye to eye when you have with the student. You need to be nice, you smile, you connect, but it's almost like something that naturally, where you're from. So tell me a little about your job. If they fed you beforehand with some information, the like most cases, I start from the get-go in English. I don't even, if they give me a little English, oh, I know the basics, okay, I try. And if they try, is something that I love when they, from the first moment, start with the English, because it's already something you can, pat them on the back. Awesome, I love your posture, you already started, you're ready to try. So guys, 70/30 listening. What is the 70/30 listening? This moment, okay, you find, you connect, you're conducting, it's your show after all. But in the end, yeah, at the end of the day, what you need from the student, you need the pain points. You need them to tell how hard it is for them not to have you in their lives. Basically, this is what everything my attention is focused on. Oh my god, how hard is this person's life without me? And I'm here taking notes: where they work, where they're from, their professional background, where they want to get with their English, the good old questions. And usually at the end of the first demo class, I say, okay, your first homework: record an audio or send me a composition on what's your professional background and where do you want to be in 5 years. That cheesy old thing, but just to see how they express themselves. And from the get-go, they see how practical your course is. So this is something important. So anyhow, necessity over qualifications. Don't forget that. They already saw your video, they read your stuff, your certificates. You don't need to pitch where you came from, where you learned your English. Okay, so your pitch should address specific pain points. The more specific, the more you can go deep into the wound and see how much they need you. So you need to clearly explain the transformation of your course, that your course offers. That inspire action. Remember, every time you're calling for action, something paramount here in the process. Guys, don't mention abilities you can help them with if it's not needed, if it was not requested. Okay, it sounds desperate. I work well with kids. I have a nice book on travel. If you need to travel, I can help you here too. And oh, I worked with elderly people. Oh my God, what is this here? Are you trying to teach the whole family? you know so take a deep breath. It's not your time to speak, it's your time to analyze the situation. The most important part here is for you to connect, to bond with the students. So whatever I have to say, most of all on my part, something personal, is to connect, to find a connection, to see, oh, you see, your father was a drummer, I'm also a musician, so oh cool, we have so much to talk about. You're creating expectation, good expectations with these bonds. Don't sell the butter, sell the cake. Don't talk about specific things you're going to do along the course. You can talk about stages, how your work develop in terms of stages, in terms of feedback, where they're going to be in 3, 6, 9 months from now. Okay, don't sell the butter, sell the cake, sell the transformation you're going to make in their lives. This is something paramount, to be a very convincing pitch, to win them over, make them excited about the project. It's a process. The first few times, the first 10, 15 times, you're going to get nervous. And then maybe you still have that needy tone in your voice that, please close deal with me. But whatever, follow the tips, take some notes. You can put some post-its around the computer to make sure you remember a few tips to sound more natural. And I'm sure you're gonna do fine. Okay, so guys, thank you so much. Like, subscribe if you didn't. Follow everyday tips here